event coming up.
And I'm sure you noticed snow accumulating today. A look ahead to see if winter is here to stay. All this and more next, right here on Clarion's very own TV5 News at 8.
Hours ago, and I put everything.
Ready is a pizza.
I didn't know you'd be so late.
Let me ask you something. Is it too much to have dinner waiting when I go home?
Please don't be so loud.
Don't tell me what to do. You shut up.
I thought you'd be quiet.
I can get pizza at work.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It hurts. You want to see what hurts? That's what hurts. That's what hurts. Now get up and clean up this mess. Shut up. Be quiet. I'll be quiet.
For information, call 1-800-AND-ABUSE.
I'll take Simmons.
Give me Jones,
Anderson.
Smith,
Lightfoot.
Bishop,
Hernandez.
Lavender.
Stevie.
In the game of life, you've got a much better chance of getting picked for a cool job with great pay if you take algebra, geometry, and calculus. You need to know how math can improve your future. Demand it. Call NACME. We'll tell you.
It's Wednesday, December 7th. Good evening. I'm Carolyn Kelly.
And I'm Carrie LaPoo. Here's a look at some of the stories we are covering for you in the next half hour.
A Borough Council wrap-up.
The latest trend that's sweeping the nation.
And of course, Courtney Maines will be in with your weather forecast. All this and more tonight on Clarion's very own TV5 News at 8. Moving on to our top story tonight, more charges in the Cynthia Ann Graham case. Today is 3 years to the day of the original murder of Cynthia Ann Graham. And with that anniversary comes a new development, a charge of abuse of a corpse against Scott Moorhead. Take a look at this video. It shows the Clarion River near where the original incident occurred. According to Pennsylvania State Police, a new charge of abuse of a corpse was filed against Scott Moorhead, Office of Justice Norman Heasley. Scott Moorhead is charged with assisting his brother, Eric David Moorhead Sr., with the removal of Cynthia Ann Graham's body after Eric Moorhead Sr. caused her death. This charge stems from a criminal homicide investigation of Graham. The body of Graham was resident in a pickup truck to the Gravel Lake Bridge in northern Clarion County. There, Graham was tossed into the Clarion River. Eric Moorhead is currently serving 12 1/2 to 25 years in jail after pleading guilty to voluntary manslaughter. Today's charge against Scott Moorhead is now waiting arraignment.
Moving to dumping the headlines for the last few weeks, the presidential election. Our Mark Destakis is in the newsroom with the latest.
In the newsroom, Election Central, Election 2000, and here it is, day 29. And you'll see the handwriting today might be a little better than it is. Everyone's been complaining about my handwriting for the last week, and especially you, Carrie. You made a comment about it last week on the air, so see, it's all normal, I guess, not like my handwriting. All right, let's go right into it, and let's say what happened here in the Florida legislature today. Here's what happened. The Republican leaders have called for a session so they don't have to step into this. Governor Jeb Bush has Republican electors to back Bush, but if the courts invalidate it and say it goes to Gore, the Florida legislator is saying, yeah, hey, we're here, we're ready to step in, and we are going to have electors. We've been talking about Dade County. Well, here's another county, Duval County. And there is a lawsuit against the canvassing board in Duval County brought by Jesse Jackson and the Rainbow Push Coalition. And they're claiming that the Duval County Canvassing Board used confusing ballots and threw away black votes board to be with them when they were voting. Now, Jackson wants those votes to be counted because they weren't counted. That would be some 43,000 votes that would be counted in Duval County. On to some other things here. Military ballots. That is now going to be Paul has proved for Jeb Bush to have military ballots heard in a federal court, not in a state court where they were possibly going to be heard. Now, the question there is really, should the ballots be counted after the deadline? That could affect some 2,000 ballots. And finally, the Florida Supreme Court, another place with a lot of George W. preferred to stop. That comes on an appeal, and Gore wants the ballots, of course, to continue to be counted. Oral arguments in that case are set tomorrow. George W. Bush has also asked for the U.S. Supreme Court decision, which, threw that case back to the Florida Supreme Court for some explanation. They're asking that to be first vote certification, that decision. They want that to be heard first before they hear about the further ballot counts to stop. So election 2000 certainly is continuing, and it's going to be a while. December 12th is the day electors need to be chosen. December 18th is the day the Electoral College meets. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of room. I'm Mark Despidakis. Back to you.
Thanks, Mark. Non-union county employees' raises will not be affected by the outcome of renegotiated union contracts, county officials said. The commissioners have approved a tentative budget which includes an across-the-board 3% raise for non-union and officials. County Commissioners John Shropshire and David Seppert said whatever the outcome of the union contract negotiations, non-union employees will receive a 3% raise. TV5's Amy Ujadowski is in with a recap of last night's Borough Council meeting. Amy?
Clarion Borough Council meeting was not a short one between the and the council. Clarion Borough Fire Chief Clay Williams asked the council if they could afford not to have a fire department. He stated that the department does more than just fighting fires.
Fire departments conducted 8 fire inspections in the borough. Fire departments conducted four fire-driven boroughs, such as the Beverly Enterprises, places like that. The fire department's helped out numerous times to the borough police when they've asked for help with traffic control, Autumn Leaf Festival, places like that.
He continued his debate with...
percent of the number of calls that you make are within the limits or in the confines of Clarion Borough, then I think the Clarion Borough would think that possibly they should be paying for 29% of their fuel costs. Just using that, I'm not saying that that's exactly what it's going to be. This is a letter that you can receive.
The dialogue between the Borough Council and the Fire Department is not over. Further discussion will take place. In other matters, salt trucks are ready for the wintertime, and property owners are reminded to keep their sidewalks clean, or they could face up to a $25. I'm Amy, TV5 News. Thanks, Amy. Some good news to report to you tonight. The Clarion Burger King will hold its annual free Christmas Day dinner. More than 70 volunteers help prepare and serve turkey, ham stuffing, potatoes, vegetables, and desserts from noon. It's organized because of the high unemployment in Clarion County. About 500 dinners are served each year to people that cannot be with their families or that are having financial difficulties. And the day could not be complete without a visit from Santa, who will be visiting with gifts for the children. Coming up, find out Clarion Burger.
Looks like the Clarion area will be seeing any more sunny days. Courtney Maines will be in with your weather.
Live from Clarion's very own, Carolyn Kelly, Carrie LaPue, Courtney Maines, Ben Thompson. News at 8.
Hey kid, boyfriend wants to know if I will go out with him. Sit down.
Hey Grandma, ask the girl on the end if she wants to go out with this man.
Somebody wants to know if you're an organ and tissue donor.
Yes.
Hey, me too.
Are you a donor? Make sure your family knows your decision so there's no question later.
This portion of the programming is being made possible through a grant. Created on Michigan. The Clarion Agway offers a wide selection of lawns, garden, pet, and farm supplies. They also offer a large selection of power equipment. The Clarion Agway is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m., and Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. That's the Clarion Agway, located at 1130 East Street in Cookville, 270.
book. It would be a great book to have, and you can call to get her book. You can also find it online. Well, I have a feeling I'm going to be rather united. People I know. So, let's talk about scheduling. Why is it that students have such a problem here, Rick?
Tune into Feedback with Mark Despot every Tuesday at 30 p.m.
We have no time to talk to you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Welcome back to TV5 News Live at 8. The verdict is in for the State College businessman accused of espionage charges in Russia. Edmund Pope will be sentenced to 20 years in prison. Pennsylvania Congressman John Peterson said on Russia, the retired U.S. Navy officer has been on trial since October on charges of illegally obtaining classified blueprints for a high-speed torpedo.
It's official. It will cost a penny more to mail a letter starting on January 7th, 2001. The increase to 30 cents was a postal be accompanied by changes in many other rates, including international mail. Overall, mail prices are rising by 4.6%, the post office said. The increases vary by type of mail. By law, each class of mail is required to cover its own costs.
The Prince of Space Facility held a traditional driving ceremony today to start the building of the wooden platform on which the next president will be sworn in. Of course, the problem is no one knows who will be standing in the key spot come January 20th. Normally, the tickets and programs would have already been sent to the printers.
In the news, an altercation between himself and another motorist. Jeffrey Pattison says he slammed on his brakes and honked at a car driving through a stop sign. Pattison says the other car stopped and Simpson got out. In the confrontation that followed, Pattison claims that Simpson scratched him on the face. The incident is still an investigation.
Fun with prank phone calls.
But first, here's a look at tonight's Pennsylvania winning lottery numbers.
Programming was made possible through a grant by the Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant. The Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant is located at 540 Main Street. The club are open 7 days a week for your convenience. Call the Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant 226-8400.
This portion of the programming was made possible grant and is located on Old Route 5.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by the Carpet Barn. The Carpet Barn is located at 470 South 5th Avenue in Clarion. The Carpet Barn is open Monday through Saturday for all your carpets. Call the 27332.
Standing out from the crowd is easy when you stop in at Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall. Whether you're looking for junior trendy, girls, and for women, have it all with many colors. With our newly expanded shoe and accessory department, you're surely to find that special touch to enhance that new outfit. And if you have a fashion question, our experts are here to help. That's Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall, just off Exit 9 of Interstate 80. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m., noon till 5.
Digest a few facts about nutrition. For one thing, there are more than 600 nutrients called carotenoids in fruits and vegetables that people eat. These vitamins may help prevent heart disease and reduce the risk of type 2 cancers. Nutrients help out unstable molecules called free radicals. These attack cells and can contribute to developing certain diseases. Carotenoids are abundant in watermelon, broccoli, and red and yellow and green peppers. Some can also be found in oranges, strawberries, nuts, and tomatoes. Soothing the mood during cooler months. That's when colder outdoor air and drier indoor air can dry skin out and cause eczema to flare up. Eczema is a chronic skin condition that results in an itchy rash and scaling skin. To minimize dry skin and prevent eczema flare-up, wool and fabric of certain cosmetics can irritate the skin. Protecting hands from cold may help, so wear gloves. Moisturize frequently and use gentle cleansers. Avoid long, hot baths and showers which remove the skin's natural oils.
One of Pennsylvania's largest ski resorts has one of the other states occurred 8 Hughes was at the base of a run when she was hit by another skier. She spent several months in a leg brace because of damage to ligaments in her knee. Hughes argued that a state law protecting resorts from lawsuits by skiers did not apply, so she had stopped and was no longer on the downhill stretch. But Justice Ronald Castile says that argument is overly technical. He says Hughes was an experienced skier who should have been aware of the potential injury. A 9-year-old boy has been busy calling 911, but only as a prank. The boy's mother signed calls to the emergency on a Saturday afternoon, tying up the phone lines for more than 6 hours. He has been charged with delinquency through telephone harassment after investigators were able to track the calls through telephone company records.
It's a visit to Santa with driving convenience. There's a mail cruise spot at the fair in Plains, Montana. Parents just drive Junior up to a little log house near the fairgrounds exit gate. Old St. Nick ambles over with candy canes and listens to the kids' Christmas wishes while bouncing them on his knee. Official says it's a good use of the property. Courtney, we've had a can we expect temperatures again tonight and throughout the week?
Yeah, temperatures are expected to drop again this evening and be cold for much of the rest of the week. Now let's move on and take a look at today's satellite map. Taking a look at today's satellite map, our region saw gray, cloudy skies for the most part again today. But as the day progressed, the sun did manage to peek behind the clouds. Now let's move on to today's temperature map. Taking a look at today's temperature map, temperatures continue to drop across the country today, with areas up in the Great Lakes still down in the low 0 to 10 degree margin, while the Ohio River Valley stretching all the way up into areas of the New England states saw cold 20 degree temperatures. And as all the way out into the east and the Carolinas, we saw some mixed temperatures of 30s and 40s today. But as we drop further south, again, the southwest areas of Texas and all the way over into the deep south saw cool temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Now moving on to tomorrow's precipitation map. Looks like it's a great Pennsylvania and not snow tomorrow, but as we move further south all the way into the southern tip of Florida, they can expect to see some rain showers tomorrow. And finally, taking a look ahead to tomorrow's front map. Looking at tomorrow's front map, the high-pressure system that's been in this week is bringing our region more cold winter-like temperatures and, again, more snowfall. And now taking a look at the 5-day forecast. Wednesday, we saw cloudy skies with a high of 25 and a low of 10. Thursday, more cloudy skies with a high of 23 and a low of 12. Friday, cloudy skies again with a high of 30, and for the cloudy high of 36 and a low of 27. And finally on Sunday, cloudy skies again, warming up a little bit with a high of 41 and a low of 30.
Well, Courtney, since this is our last newscast, have a great holiday.
You too, you too.
And maybe we'll have soup this Christmas.
Looks like we might, hopefully.
Thanks, Courtney. Right, joins us for tonight's stocks.
Where's dinner?
Hours ago, and I put everything away, so I
What is
did.
this? Pizza? What? Pizza? I'm ready. It's a pizza.
I didn't know you'd be so late.
Let me ask you something. Is it too much to have dinner waiting when I go home?
Please don't be so loud.
Don't tell me what to do. You shut up.
I thought you'd be
I
quiet.
can get pizza at work.
Sorry.
I imagine.
I'll fix you the
Wow, it hurts. You want to see what hurts? That's what hurts. That's what hurts. Now get up and clean up this mess. Shut up.
Be quiet now, be quiet now.
For information, call 1-800-AND-ABUSE.
On the big highway of life, only one safe place for kids. Not the place to drop off. Don't want that big old bag to pop up. Never be out. behind you. You stay alive even when I drive.
George's future is high because many of these products are made from materials you've been recycling. But to keep recycling working, you need to buy products that say made from recycled materials. For all those next in line, it would mean the world to them.
So, Brian, you're in for Ben tonight with sports. You have a lot of sports news to bring us tonight?
Well, a little bit of hockey news, a little bit of football, and a little bit of basketball.
Right.
The Devils iced the Avalanche. The Lakers dumped the Sixers, and once again, Mailman first. The best team, the Colorado Avalanche, were crushed by the New Jersey Devils 6-1. Patrick Elias tallied his first career hat trick for the defending Stanley Cup champs. Two of the top teams in the NBA matched up for the first time this season. The Lakers and the Sixers took center court in what called brawl team. The 36 and Shaq added 27 with 20 boards for the defending world champs. Could that be a preview of the NBA Finals? We'll have to wait out the season and see. The mailman, Karl Malone, has moved into the second place on the NBA all-time scoring list. Malone scored 31 points last year, who ended his career with 31,443 points. Oakland Raiders coach John Gruden says that he and other officials are considering punishment for defensive end Reagan Upshaw after a spitting incident in the Steelers' 21-20 victory during the third quarter of Sunday's game for what appears to be no apparent reason. Gruden stated that behavior like that is unacceptable in the NFL and he will be punished. The selection process for the Daktronics Northeastern Region football squad took place earlier today. And Eddie Poor made second team vote at tight end. Our Golden Eagles had a winning season, finishing 7-4 overall and 5-1 in the league. They ended in a tie for first in the PSAC West, along with IUP and Slippery Rock. You know.
Thanks, Brian. And oh, those crazy 80s. It may not seem so long ago, but the 1980s are now the latest retro trend. Jay Schwartz and his brother run the Strange Cargo vintage clothing shop in Chicago. He says his customers can't and cards. It's bestseller, and Pee Wee Herman is huge. Schwartz says the 80s craze isn't that difficult to understand. Today's young professionals are just waxing nostalgic about their teens.
Well, that's all for Clarion's very own TV5. I just want to people here at TV5 that are leaving, they're graduating this semester. Mark Beckner and Ryan Wentz, you guys have made this so much fun here. The only reason I'm still here is because of you guys, and it's going to be horrible when you guys go.
And I'd like to mention how good of a hard worker you've been this semester. Carolyn writes our state web story. That's where we get all of our interesting little stories there. For the entire TV5 News team, I'm Carrie LaFou. Have a good night and happy holidays to all of our viewers.